What if everything you believe is just a shadow on a wall? In Plato's Allegory of the Cave, prisoners live their whole lives in darkness watching shadows, thinking they're real. But one escapes. He sees the fire, the puppets, the truth. And then the sun, reality, in full light. Today the cave is digital. The shadows are likes, filters, algorithms. Escaping means questioning everything, even what feels real. Don't just live in shadows. Turn around, seek the light. That asks, what if the life you're living is only a fraction of what's real? What if your comfort is just captivity with good PR? In a society overflowing with curated feeds, hyper-targeted ads, and echo chambers disguised as news, Plato's ancient tale feels eerily familiar. This isn't about dusty old books. It's about us now. Let's dive deeper into the allegory and uncover what it reveals about the prison we might not even know we're in. The cave and the shadows, expanding the metaphor. In Plato's Republic, the cave is not just a setting, it's a symbol of the mind imprisoned by ignorance. Imagine a row of prisoners, shackled since birth, unable to turn their heads. Their entire experience of reality is limited to shadows on a wall, shadows cast by puppets held behind them in front of a fire. The prisoners interpret these shadows as the entirety of existence. A bird's silhouette is a bird, a tree's shadow is a tree. They give names, assign meaning, even develop systems of belief, all based on illusions. These shadows represent appearances, or what Plato called the world of senses. In his theory of forms, the sensory world is a pale reflection of a deeper, truer reality, the world of ideas or forms. The form of a tree, for instance, is perfect, unchanging, and eternal. But every tree we touch, see, or climb is just a flawed, temporary copy. Think about this in modern terms. Social media feeds show you a version of people's lives, filtered, edited, and optimized for engagement. News platforms sometimes distort truth for clicks. Our beliefs are often shaped by repetition, not reason. We are, in many ways, still those prisoners, watching shadows of truth, living in interpretations, not in realities. And perhaps the scariest part? We don't even realize we're in a cave. The allegory pushes us to ask, what illusions do I accept without question? What beliefs do I hold just because everyone else does? Escaping the cave, the painful birth of awareness. Then comes the turning point. One prisoner is freed. At first, it's disorienting. He turns and sees the fire, the puppets, the manipulators. His world crumbles. The pain of truth is overwhelming. And yet, this is just the beginning. The freed prisoner stumbles out of the cave. Light scorches his eyes. He covers his face, the sun blinds him, he resents it. But slowly, gradually, he adjusts. His pupils dilate, his understanding expands. He sees trees not as shadows but as living things. He sees the sky, the stars, the complexity of reality. And he realizes what he believed before was not just wrong, it was incomplete. This is the journey of awakening, enlightenment, the path from ignorance to knowledge. But as Plato knew, this path isn't easy. It's filled with discomfort, doubt, and even grief. Losing old certainties can feel like losing pieces of yourself. In modern life, this could be the moment you question a belief system you inherited. Or when you start noticing the subtle ways media shapes perception. Or when you begin unlearning biases, questioning dogma, and resisting conformity. It's a lonely, difficult path, but it's the only way out of the cave. Plato's allegory reminds us, truth isn't comfortable. It doesn't come in convenient packages. It asks you to question everything, especially the things you've always assumed were true. Returning to the darkness, the burden of wisdom. Once the free prisoner understands the truth, he feels compelled to go back into the cave, to rescue the others. But here's the twist. When he returns, his vision, now adjusted to the bright world, struggles in the darkness. He stumbles. He can't explain what he's seen. The others laugh at him. They mock his blindness. They call him delusional, dangerous, and in some interpretations, they even kill him. This is Plato's commentary on society's resistance to truth. People don't want their worldview challenged. They don't want their shadows disturbed. The more someone threatens our constructed reality, the more aggressively we defend it. Look at history. Socrates was executed for corrupting the youth with questions. Galileo was condemned for challenging the church's cosmology. Whistleblowers are often demonized. Reformers are sidelined. The path to truth is not only lonely, it's dangerous. So what do you do once you see the light? Do you keep it to yourself, or do you return, knowing you might be rejected? Plato says true philosophers, true seekers, return anyway. Not because it's easy, but because wisdom demands responsibility. Enlightenment isn't just personal, it's ethical. The allegory in today's world, modern caves and digital shadows. Let's bring this allegory to 2025. The cave is no longer made of stone, it's made of screens, notifications, infinite scrolls, algorithms engineered to keep you watching, swiping, buying. The shadows are no longer from puppets, they're from influencers, media outlets, corporations, and AI filters. Reality is now mediated through pixels. And much like the prisoners, we begin to accept what's on the screen as what's real. Our beliefs about success, beauty, relationships, even happiness, they're shaped by projections. And like the shadows on the wall, these projections often reflect what someone else wants us to see. But what's behind the curtain? What fires are casting these shadows? What systems are shaping what we perceive as reality? Escaping the modern cave means turning off autopilot. It means thinking critically, asking inconvenient questions, seeking sources beyond headlines, and developing media literacy. It means being okay with discomfort. Because that discomfort? That's growth. The sun, Plato's symbol of ultimate truth. In Plato's allegory, the sun is not just a bright object in the sky. It represents the form of the good, the ultimate source of truth, knowledge, and meaning. Just as the sun illuminates the physical world, the form of the good illuminates the intellectual and moral realms. This is the goal of the philosopher's journey, not just to see clearly, but to understand deeply. Not just to gain knowledge, but to grasp meaning. In a time of information overload, we often mistake data for wisdom. But wisdom is more than facts. It's seeing how things connect. It's understanding cause and consequence. It's moving beyond what is, to ask why it matters. To pursue the sun is to live intentionally, reflectively. It means asking every day, is this real? Is this good? Is this true? So, are you still in the cave? Are you still consuming shadows, mistaking images for truths, opinions for facts? Or have you started turning around? Because once you see the fire, the exit becomes possible. Once you glimpse the light, the illusions can no longer hold you. But the journey requires courage, not just to escape, but to return, to help others, to question kindly, to provoke gently, to teach by example. Plato's cave isn't a relic of ancient thought. It's a living metaphor, a warning, a challenge, and maybe, just maybe, a map. The question is, will you follow it? If this expanded your thinking, consider subscribing. In our next exploration, we'll enter the mind of Carl Jung and uncover how archetypes shape everything from your favorite heroes to your own identity. Stay curious, stay brave, and remember, the shadows